Hello. Welcome to Shmirchik Fetcher's Corner. You'll experience all the unpleasantness that comes with me. Excuse me. Including farting, sneezing, wheezing, oozing, sneezing, sniffing, goofing, twitching, itching, and everything else. So I decided to come on here just for a few minutes because I'm going to bed soon. It's around 9 o'clock, 9:10 p.m. And so, you know the thing. The thing. So anyway, yeah, today was a busy day. I had a meeting and I had things to do and everything. So, yeah, that's why I haven't come on all day because I was so busy. Anyways, let's go check the news, shall we? Let's go check the racism and the Jew hatred and the bigotry. Shall we? Anyway, so, U.S. pause on Israel weapon shipments due to Rafah, Pentagon chief says. It's so strange because, like, I thought that the U.S. was okay with us going into Rafah. You know, this is like the way our ally is treating us. They're supposed to be our friend. This is how you treat your friends who are trying to, like, defend their homeland from barbarians. U.S. pause on Israel weapons shipment due to Rafah, Pentagon chief says. I feel like if we had proper leaders in Israel, right, they'd be able to... This would never happen. This type of treatment of us would never happen. Lloyd Austin tells U.S. Senate Biden administration has been very clear about opposition to Israeli military actions in southern Gaza because they want Hamas to survive because, like, that's the last stronghold of Hamas, like the military stronghold. Literally, like, we've been bombarded from Gaza since we pulled out of there for the past 20 years with rockets, and people have died from that. And it's about time that, you know, Israel dismantled them completely. And so, U.S. President Joe Biden's decision, it's not his decision, he's just doing what his handlers tell him to do. His decision to hold up delivery of high payload munitions to Israel was taken in the context of Israel's plans to carry out an offensive in Rafah that Washington opposes without new civilian safeguards. Why are they so concerned for these civilians? Like, whatever happened to the Nagorno-Karabakh? What's that place in Azerbaijan where, like, literally nobody cared. Nobody's talking about it, you know? The Nagorno-Karabakh, I think it's called. Nagorno-Karabakh, yeah. It's in Azerbaijan, and they were ethnically cleansed out of there. 1 million Christians, right? Literally. And nobody cared for them, right? Where's the care? Where's all the... This was in 2023, right? This was like exactly a year ago. The ethnic Armenian enclave was officially dissolved in January 1st, 2024. Faced with the prospect of rule by Azerbaijan, that would mean forced conversion and possible death for not being Islamic. More than 100,000 people, so it wasn't 1 million, more than it was maybe 200,000. Almost all Nagorno-Karabakh's population fled to Armenia in 1 week. Okay, Baku plans to reintegrate the region and its remaining population into Azerbaijan, promising economic development. Now they literally, like, flattened the place, right? So nobody cares. Like, literally, like, 200,000 Armenian Christians were ethnically cleansed out of Azerbaijan, and the world is fine with that, right? There's no outcry. I go to people's YouTube channels. They don't talk about it. Nobody cares, right? They had to flee because if they didn't, right, then they would be forcibly converted or killed. So this is the Islamic way, right? So people don't care about it. They only care for the Gazans because Jews are involved. Yeah, so in 1923, the Soviet Union, so what happened in, how did they get there, right? Nagorno-Karabakh, how did the people get there? It was part of the Soviet Union. 95% were ethnically Armenian population within the Azerbaijan Soviet Socialist Republic, and then they were kicked out, right? Armed fighting between the two republics, which have a long history of ethnic tension, amid Soviet dissolution in 1991. Yeah, so basically, they were forced out, right? Ethnically cleansed. Nobody cares. What about them? Why aren't there, like, YouTube channels crying about the plight of the poor Armenians that were kicked out of what's it called, Nagorno-Karabakh? Where is their outcry? Why aren't they screaming and crying? Oh, we know why, because they don't really care for people. They only care when it involves Jews, right? It's Jew hatred. So they don't want us to go into Rafah. Okay. Listen, America is not our friend, and the Jews in America, I'm afraid for. Gallant warns of hot summer in the north. Hamas naval unit chief in Gaza city eliminated. IDF says Ahmad Ali led terrorist activities against IDF troop operation in central Gaza. Like, there's like a treasure trove of like pictures of the plight of the poor Gazans and crying and over their dead. First of all, most of them were killed by their own people because they use them as human shields. And it doesn't matter if they say it's a broken record that we're saying this, it's the truth, right? And the truth is what matters. But even if they weren't using them as human shields, right? The Gazans are suffering from the consequences of their own actions. God said, do not murder, do not kill. They broke that commandment. So now they are paying for it with their blood. And they are being punished. And let this be a warning and a lesson to everybody who decides that they think it's okay to kill in the name of resistance or anything else, right? Now people will bring up like this whole thing about like, oh yeah, they'll say, yeah, but Israel's doing the same now, killing the Arabs in Gaza. We're doing ethnically cleansing. It's not the same thing because it's the intention that counts, right? The Gazans had the intent to wipe out all of Jews in Israel, which they managed to kill 1,500 of us, which is ethnically cleansing, and it is a genocide what they did to us. And we responded with war. We went to war with them, and what you're seeing is casualties of war, and you're seeing the consequences for their own actions. They are suffering consequences. Every action has a reaction, right? Then you have people that say, oh yeah, it didn't happen in a vacuum. Of course it didn't, right? We left them to their own devices, and they were planning this for 20 years. They were planning murder of Jews for 20 years, and they finally succeeded in murdering 1,500 of us, right? So, yeah, it didn't happen in a vacuum, and so let this be a warning and a lesson to all those who tried to kill Jews that we will get you. You will be punished, right? What you see in Gaza is punishment. Punishment for murder. And as far as I'm concerned, they're not being punished hard enough. The Gazans, they're not paying for it hard enough. Hamas claims holding more live hostages than... Yeah, so like that guy, Sinwar, right? He is basically, he's surrounding himself with hostages that might still be alive, right? They think basically the American people, they said, the American, whoever it was that arranged this ridiculous hostage deal, that said that there will be a ceasefire and Hamas can give whichever hostages are alive or dead, it doesn't matter. They can be alive or dead as long as they give back bodies, then Israel will do a ceasefire. That was the plan, right? So what would stop the Hamas from murdering any hostages that are still alive? What would stop them from murdering them? Because officially America said, yeah, it doesn't matter if they're alive or dead, right? So the enemy, of course, would take advantage of that and kill them, right? kill those who are remaining alive because, who cares, right? Their lives don't matter as long as we get them back in a body bag, so then they'll get their ceasefire. Right? We went too soft in this war. We went too soft and it lasted too long, and the Gazans haven't been punished hard enough. They haven't been punished harshly enough, right? And all the people that say, oh my God, what Israel's doing is crimes. What we're doing is punishing those who murdered. They are paying for it with their families, with the blood of their families and their loved ones. And this teaches you that it's casualties of war and you will pay for it. You think you can get away with murder and just run off into the sunset like nothing happened after you killed people? No, that's not the way it works. If there's any justice in this world, those people that do murder need to pay, right? Let's see the madness of Islamists, right? Palestinians took to the streets of Rafah, Gaza City, and Deir al-Bahala, and throughout the Strip on Monday evening to celebrate after Hamas announced that the terrorist organization accepts the terms of the ceasefire. It was great because they don't need to produce anybody alive. They could just send any remaining hostages that are alive, they could shoot them in the head and send them back with body bags, right? So they were celebrating the ceasefire that was presented by Qatar and Egypt, which are mediating contacts with Israel. We thank the Egyptian side. We are happy and feel as if we were reborn today. We are very tired, said a Gazan who participated in the celebrations. It's like as if they haven't learned their lesson. They haven't been hit hard enough. They're not crying. The Gazans are not crying hard enough. We were too light on them. The correspondent for the AFP news agency in Rafah reported on Palestinians rejoicing in the streets of a city in the southern Gaza Strip, and on shots being fired in the air as a sign of joy. People are crying with happiness. They should be crying because they are unhappy. Hamas announced Monday it accepted an Egyptian-Qatari proposal for a ceasefire to halt a 7-month-long war with Israel and Gaza. Hours after Israel ordered about 100,000 Palestinians to begin evacuating from the southern city of Rafah, signaling that long-promised ground invasion there could be imminent. A Hamas official said, we agreed to a 6-week ceasefire. Israel has not yet officially responded to the proposal, but a senior Israeli official called the so-called deal a unilateral proposal without Israeli involvement. This is not the proposal we discussed with the Egyptians. This is an exercise by Hamas designed to present Israel as a refusenik. Exactly. Israeli officials added that the Egyptians unilaterally flexed all the parameters so that Hamas would agree. This was done unilaterally, and this proposal is not acceptable to Israel. Because they basically said, it doesn't matter if the hostages are given back alive or dead. It doesn't matter. Meanwhile, an announcement came from the Defense Minister's office that Yoav Gallant and the IDF Chief of Staff, Herzi Halevi, had approved operational plans for the continuation of the fighting in Gaza and in particular by Rafah. We went too soft on these monsters and these dancing demons. We went too soft on these dancing demons. Literally.
אני מכיר את שלמה מספיק שנים, אבל הגיע המצב...
Wild animals. Not even animals, they're like dancing wild demons. Cackling and crying and laughing and hysteria. Look at these wild dancing witches flailing their large hands. Oversized large hands. Wild hysteria. and they're still dancing and singing after what they've done to us. Do you know what, in the Bible, right, Shimon and Levi, what did Shimon and Levi do in the Bible when Shechem went and raped their sister? They murdered every male, and they took captives. They took as slaves, and they plundered, and they took the goodies and all their wealth, and they took the women and children and as prisoners. That's what they did. After what Shechem did to their sister, right? It's a lesson. It's a lesson. It's a lesson that we're supposed to learn, that it's not okay that they get to dance and sing and be happy. We should be crying. They should be suffering after what they've done to us. Yeshiva student kicked from flight for no reason. Reuven Shinerman, 17, says he boarded an American airline flight back to Connecticut Yeshiva when asked to exit the plane. Wow. He says he boarded an American Airlines flight back to Connecticut Yeshiva when he was asked to step down from the plane before liftoff. Company fails to provide reason for his removal. Wow. America's returning to Nazism. Not returning, but turning into. An ultra-Orthodox Jewish student, yeshiva student, was removed from an American airline flight due to the actions of unrelated passengers. Baltimore Jewish Life reported on Tuesday. The incident occurred on May 5th as a 17-year-old Reuven Shinerman was returning to his yeshiva in Connecticut from Cleveland. His father had booked him on an American Airlines flight via Washington Reagan's National Airport following the Passover break. They should sue them real bad. According to the paper, the young student was wearing a yeshiva uniform and only had a kosher phone on him, a phone that can only direct and accept calls, and usually doesn't contain any smartphone function such as a camera, and so he couldn't document the incident. Shinerman passed through security and barely made it onto AA flight 4447 before boarding closed. Helping a fellow passenger with their bag, he settled into seat 23A. Relieved to find 23B empty, but his relief was short-lived when a gate agent approached him and asked him to board off the plane, and he complied. Confused and left waiting at the gate, he met Yehuda Rothman, another yeshiva student who was also removed from the flight. They were removing Jews. They wanted Judenrein. The plane departed just 6 minutes late and arrived on schedule at Reagan National. Both passengers were confronted by the gate agent, who accused them, saying, "You know what you did." They need to sue them so bad, without explanation, and added that they were both being blacklisted from American Airlines. Wow. Directing them, for no reason, to find another flight. The report added that when Reuven asked the agent, "Is this anti-Semitism? Why was I removed from the flight?" the gate agent responded by saying the pilot had asked to remove him. When asked for the pilot's name, he was refused answers. Reuven proceeded to ask him what he did wrong, to which the agent said he didn't know, and said he had to remove anyone in case the pilot doesn't want you on his flight. Despite Reuven's status as a minor, American Airlines failed to notify his parents of his removal. This is a good case to sue. Eventually, the gate agent relented, rescinding the blacklist and allowing the two to rebook a flight for the following day. Yehuda, however, refused to book another flight and chose to rent a car. Offering Reuven a ride, the teen called his parents to tell them of the incident, after which they agreed for him to accept Yehuda's offer. Arriving in Connecticut the next morning. Where were they flying from? Oh my God. Wow. Wow. Yehuda, however, refused to book another flight. The report added that Reuven's father, Mati Shinerman, was shocked at the open display of anti-Semitism towards his son, especially seeing as no explanation was given as to the reason he was removed from the flight. He added the fact that American Airlines didn't consider noticing him, but his son's predicament was outrageous. The incident bears striking resemblance to the notorious May 2000 22 Lufthansa flight where visibly religious Jews were barred from boarding their connecting flight due to a few Jews on the flight failing to adhere to COVID-19 mask regulations. That's just probably an excuse. A Lufthansa supervisor in Frankfurt was recorded acknowledging that blame was unfairly placed on the Jewish passengers, saying Jewish people who were the mess who made the problems and everyone had to pay for a couple. The airline ultimately settled the matter for close to $3 million to preempt legal proceedings against the company. Oh my god. Wow. It was probably like an Arabic, like, pilot, right? Or it could have been a white liberal freak who's just a bad person. Hamas's naval unit chief in Gaza City eliminated. Very nice. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of our soldiers. Oh my god. Border police cop injured in West Bank raid succumbs to wounds. I'm sorry. Wow, he's so young. I feel so bad. Another one. I gotta get me one of these handsome, sexy soldiers. I gotta get me one of them. After Israeli woman dies in Brazil, man traveling with her keeps changing stories. He probably murdered her. He probably pulled. They say she fell, but they probably pushed her. He probably pushed her. Murderer. I'm telling you, like, as a Jew, you can't go anywhere these days because you'll just get picked on, you know? A young boy, a child, goes on a plane to travel somewhere and they kick him off for no reason other than he's Jewish. Street in Kharkiv named after a Jewish soldier who died saving children in Israel. Okay, let's go and see what's up with J-Post. It's just really... I don't think a soldier should set foot into Gaza. We need to just bomb it to oblivion. That's what we need to do. And they should pay for their crimes, and they should cry. Any survivors that get bombed to smithereens, that stand up under the rubble, they should cry, and it should be a lesson to all those who try to kill us that there will be repercussions. Consequences for actions. You murder, you get murdered. That's the way it works, right? And that's the way it should be. An eye for an eye, you know? I've been saying this since the beginning of the war. Okay, let's go see. I gotta get me one of these handsome blokes. Okay, IDF continues limited Rafah op in shadow of hostage negotiations. Defense sources say final invasion decision will be made in the coming days. Just bomb it to oblivion. Whatever's in Rafah, just bomb them, bomb them, bomb them. Them and their children inside of it. IDF strikes Hamas targets in Rafah. U.S. halts arms to Israel. Okay, fuck him, fuck them. Now, there's too many of our soldiers dying in this lousy war. It's not worth it. Why are we sacrificing our families to save some of the enemy's children? Like, it's their children. They need to pay, you know? And when they go and we need to change, as Jewish people, we need to change the narrative of the war. We need to say, every time on X, for example, you see children with their feet falling off of them because they were in a bomb, or if you see, you know, Arabs burying their dead in mass graves, our narrative should be like this. You are paying for your crimes and you're being punished. This is payback. Whatever you see, however ruthless and however barbaric it looks, however rough it is, you're paying. You will pay for your crimes with your life if you decide to murder innocent people that did nothing to you. It doesn't matter your excuses. You will pay, right? For example, if we go to X, right? X.com. Right? And they all, the poor Gazans, right? When the atheists claim they have yet to find proof for God's existence, they are willfully deaf, dumb, and blind, so they have no understanding. Oh my god. Jake Shields, right? A bunch of child-killing terrorists. So they take videos of our soldiers, our precious soldiers, who are going into war with the enemy, right? Who have killed us. This is actually a Kiddush Hashem. He thinks this makes us look bad. It's a sanctification of God's name, the Jewish God's name, and it's a sanctification of the Jewish people. It's showing how holy we are, how special we are, how even when we go into battle, it's a very serious thing, and we do our prayers, and we pray that God protect us and kill the right people. It's saying, please God deliver us. Please God save us. I'm telling you, our soldiers are the bravest, most holy warriors to have ever lived. Amen. So we blow the shofar to appeal to God, right? And it's a sound of a crying animal, or it's like a call to. It's a call to everybody. It's a symbolically spiritual thing. We blow the shofar on the high holiday of the New Year. So he thinks it makes them look bad, right? A bunch of child-killing terrorists. He thinks it makes everyone look bad, but it makes us look, like holy. Do you know what I'm saying? We're heroes. We are the champions. We are for good. We are for God. They are for demons and monsters. And they're violent and they're barbaric. And they're evil. Do you know what I'm saying? And here they try to smear us, but this just makes us look better, Yeah. And they call us child killers, but you know what? If your children are dying, first of all, most of them, they sacrifice their children to make Jews look bad for propaganda. But just understand that next time you're being punished, next time, don't kill. God said, do not kill. You understand? Don't kill. Don't murder. And if you break the commandment of do not kill, you will pay for the life. You will pay for it with the lives of your family and your relatives. So just understand that, all right? Just understand that you will be crushed. And what you're seeing now in Gaza, right? All your people are crying, showing pictures of their dead babies. That is payback. That is punishment. Punishment for your crimes. So just beware. Next time, don't kill or you will pay. Don't kill or you will pay, right? Here's more pictures of their dead kids. Don't kill and you won't. You won't have to pay with your life. This is punishment. You are being punished. You are paying for your crimes with the blood of your families and your children. And this is what you deserve. Right? This is what you deserve. Next time, do not murder and do not kill. Right? Next time, don't kill. You don't want to pay for it with the blood of your children. Don't kill. Don't kill innocent Jewish people. You understand? Killing Jews is not okay. It's not okay to murder. If you murder, you will pay with your blood. An eye for an eye. What you're seeing here is an eye for an eye. This is what happens when you fuck around. You will find out because you will pay for it with your blood and with the blood of your children and your grandchildren. So next time, don't fuck around if you don't want to find out. You understand? You're being punished. And let this be a lesson to all of those who hate Jews, who want to kill us. Just know that your time will come and you will pay for it. Either you will pay for it or your relative will pay for it. Just don't get involved in murder and don't scheme and plot to murder Jews and you'll be okay. Enough is enough, right? This just makes Jews look good, you know? We are a holy nation. We are supreme. We are better than you. We are moral. We are kind. We teach you right from wrong. God said don't kill. Just because you want, you can't kill. I'm sorry. You see the Jew haters, they write, Netanyahu isn't the problem, Israel is the problem. Dancing Israelis celebrating the invasion of Rafah. Yeah, but this is their narrative, but I'll tell you what they're celebrating. We're saying we are children of believers. We are believers, children of believers. This is the song. Anachnu ma'aminim v'nei ma'aminim ve'en lanu ma'aminim misha'el ela hannibee avinu sheva shamayim. It means we are believers, children of believers. And we're Bnei Israel. We are the children of Israel. And you don't see the same wild, manic madness as when you see with the Muslims. The Muslims, when they celebrate, they are crazy, you know? They are not contained. The Jewish people are modest, you know? We have modesty. We are not insane and hysterical. We are not demonic. We're not possessed by demons, you know? You see, like, they're all crying now. They're all crying. You see the Muslims, they're all crying. We're under attack. Israel is killing us. They're evil. They're killing our children. You're paying for your crimes. You're being punished. I understand it's not fun to be punished, but next time, you're being punished with the blood of your children and your families. Let this be a lesson and a warning to all of you who try to fuck with us and to kill us and murder our children. You will pay for it with your children and the lives of your children and your families. Just remember that, right? Hi, Jackson. I saw someone else calling you something different on your channel name. You killed us on October 7, and now you are being punished. What you see in Gaza is a warning for what will come next to you. If you try to murder us again, this is a warning for you. Just understand, the Bible says an eye for an eye, and you will pay for it with the blood of your children as seen on X. Alright? They're all crying now and they're saying, oh, the Yahuds are killing us. You are being punished. Hi, John. You can think that it's okay to murder Jews in the name of getting back your land, which doesn't belong to you, because Jews live here. We came from here. God promised the land of Israel as a gift to the Jews. God said it. The God of Israel gave it to us. All right? It doesn't belong to you. Islam is the children of a maidservant. The maidservant was sent away. Ishmael was sent away. This land doesn't belong to you. This is Israeli land. This is Jewish land. This is our forefathers' land. You are imposters. You are liars. And you belong in Mecca. Do you understand? So, next time you try to murder us, murder our families, kill our children, rape us, just understand that what's coming to you is what you see on X. This is a lesson to you. When you see the dead children, first of all, most of them, the Hamas, they kill their own kids, right? They kill their children. This is what they do, right? Hamas, they kill their own children. Like, basically what Israel does is, which is really foolish, and I don't agree with it. I don't agree with what Israel does when it comes to, like, warning the enemy to get out. Israel warns the enemy. They're our enemy. Why are we warning them? Kill them. Don't give them any warning. Flatten Gaza. Get rid of them. They're the enemy. But we're so kind, so we warn them. So, you know, someone in the army who knows Arabic called these lunatics, Meshuggahs, they called the father of the house, trying to tell him, take your family, we're invading, take your family, go to safe space. We're bombing Rafah. We're going into Rafah. We're going to kill the terrorists there. And the guy is arguing with him in Arabic, and he's saying, take your children, get out, go, save yourself. And the father says, you Yahuds are cursed. We are staying here, and we will die as martyrs. That's what he said. These Palestinians, so-called Arabs in Gaza, they don't deserve to have children, right? Like, you know, like, we have so much pity on you and your families. Too much. We tell you, we're coming in, get out. Let us do our job here, get rid of the enemies, the military. And what does the guy say? Instead of saying thank you for warning us, the Israeli guy says, oh, tell us how many families are there? And he says, oh, it's my family, it's my 3 wives, it's my cousins, there's like 5 families here. And he's like, okay, how much time do you need? Get out. He's like, we're not getting out. How much time do you need? You need 2 hours to get out? We'll wait. No, we're not getting out. If you bomb us, we will die as shaheeds, and the world will see how evil you are, and don't bomb us. Like, this is the attitude. And they say, you are cursed Jews, you deserve to die. Right? This is the attitude. They hate Jews so much. So, this is the enemy, right? So I say, they want to die. Go bomb the hell out of it. We're just helping them get to heaven. They're a death cult. This is what they want. They want to die. You understand? So, they want to die, right? This is Jewish land. It was said in Genesis. I can show you in the Bible where it says Jews have this land. It's given to the children of Isaac, Jacob, who became Israel, right? It's stated in the Bible. So, you can deny it all you want and cry about it all you want, but we are the inheritors of the land. Jewish people are the inheritors. God gave it to us, right? So, Genesis, the Bible, right? Genesis, God gives Israel to Jews. Where does it state that? Genesis 26.3. God later confirms the promise to Abraham's son Isaac in Genesis 26.3, and then to Isaac's son Jacob. Isaac's son Jacob. Do you see that? Yitzchak's son Jacob. Genesis 28.13. Right? It wasn't given to, because Yitzchak, Isaac, had a brother, Ishmael, who was sent away. But here it states clearly in Genesis 26.3 in the oldest book, and then to Isaac's son Jacob. Genesis 28.13. It says here, in terms of the land on which you are lying, Jacob is later renamed Israel in Genesis here, and his descendants are called the children of Israel, or the 12 tribes of Israel here. So, This is exactly where it is written, and as stated in your Quran, right? Your Muhammad said in the Quran that your Muhammad said in the Quran, I don't think I can do it. I can't. Okay, I'll just put the. He says that the Torah is true and the Jews are the true people. Then he changed his mind because he was a lunatic, right? But, okay, here is the source. Go look it up. It's written there. We have the land. It's ours. It's not yours. It's ours. It's the Jews. The land of the Jews. Do you understand? You will pay, Randy. You murdered our children. You didn't care. You tortured our children in front of their parents. You raped us. You killed the elderly. You literally, what they did to us on October 7th was so barbaric that there's no words, right? So when it comes to a war, right, there has to be punishment, and there has to be collective punishment, which includes your families and your children, because that's the only way you learn right from wrong. And the harsh penalties are there for you to learn so that next time you'll think twice before you kill, right? Collective punishment is perfect. In fact, what we should have done to Gaza after October 7 was flatten the entire thing, because they're a threat to us. They've been a threat to us for 50 years. And what we should have done was flatten the whole thing. But because we have pussies in office, they decided to go soft on the Arabs there, right? When they deserve complete and total annihilation for their crimes. Okay? Now, how do I feel about the left-wing Americans who have never been to Israel or Gaza defending Palestine? They should go move to Saudi Arabia, and they can go there and live there for a few years and then tell us how it is, right? Yeah. So when it comes to collective punishment, this is a perfect example of when it is appropriate, right? Genesis. And then I'll do the whole thing for you because you guys are intellectually incapacitated. So here, just understand that if I were in power, none of you would have the audacity to stand up and speak like an ass. You'd be scared. You'd be shivering in your houses, and you wouldn't lift your face up to look at. You wouldn't be able to look into the eyes of a Jewish person without shuddering and being afraid for your crimes of what you've done, right? That's how severe the punishment would be for those who did the crime, right? And it's collective punishment, right? That's the way it works. In a war, it's collective punishment, right? Hamas, all the people in Gaza, they supported it. In fact, the civilians came in and they're the ones who did the rapes on October 7. And so we can see that the Gazans, they all participated in the hostage taking. And when it comes to war, especially when you're getting punished, when you get punished, when there's a punishment and there's a war, it's a collective punishment, right? So just understand that the Gazans are getting off easy because of who is in office within Israel. But if I were in office, you guys would be shivering in your boots, including Randy. You would have respect for Jewish people. Wherever you saw them, you would be scared. Because you'd understand that God said don't kill. An eye for an eye. Just remember that, right? Yeah. I'm just another woman. One day there will be a woman in power like me, and then all of you will be scared. You will be scared. One day. Mark my words, right? I'm a soft-spoken woman. I sound sweet, but just put me in the Prime Minister's office and you'll be scared. You know, just like everybody's scared of Trump. They'd be scared of me, trust me. Yesterday's Muslims in UK were attacking the government buildings because they said they stand with Israel. Yeah. Like, we need, like, strong men and women in office to crush the enemy, crush Islam, crush those who think that it's okay to murder in the name of Allah, right? God said don't kill. The Ten Commandments is very clear. Do not kill. Do not steal. They kidnapped children, old people, men, women, and children. They kidnapped. Do not covet. Do not fuck. Do not commit adultery. They did mass rape, right? They killed anything in their wake, right? These Arabs, they came in from Gaza. They killed anything in their wake. They burnt families alive. They incinerated families, right? So what do you do with these kind of people that kill in the name of Allah? You know what you say to them? You say, God said don't kill. Now you're going to pay. Consequences for your action, an eye for an eye. You killed, you will get killed. That's the way it works. And if we can't find you, and you hide within the crowd, and you hide under children's daycare centers, we bombed the entire daycare center with all the children, and guess what? Guess what? It will be a lesson. And they will know that hiding among children next time won't help you. It won't save your ass, right? And when those monsters try to go and hide amongst children again, all the people will rise up against the monsters and they will fuck them over and kick them out, right? And they will hand them over to the enemy, who they consider the Jews. They will hand them over to the Israeli army, and the war would be over and there would be peace, right? So, like Jackson says here, he says there's videos of them smashing buildings and the governments are terrified of them, right? Because the government has no power, because they're told from other people in the government that they have to tolerate this kind of behavior, right? But they just need some people like Margaret Thatcher in the army, in the office again. They need proper people in the army and the military that are strong and have good morals, that understand that just because Muslims think it's okay to blow people up and murder children, and then they can get away with it, and then they can cry victim, and then the whole world will be like, oh, the poor Arabs, stop killing them, it's a genocide in Gaza. They will understand that when there's strong people in office, you don't fuck with them, because there will be severe consequences, and it's just common sense, right? Muhammad, he is your prophet, but he was a charlatan. As I did videos, I spoke about him. Your Muhammad the prophet had problems. He's an example of moral decay, right? We Jews don't believe in your Muhammad. We are superior. You can join the IDF and go to the front, make good on your words. They won't accept me. They won't accept me. Because if I had a gun and I went to Gaza, they wouldn't accept me, you know? Muhammad spoke to God, and God said the Jewish people will convert to Islam. Yeah, because he was a lunatic and he thought he's superior, right? Yeah. You are guilty. If you side with Nazis, when the time comes for retribution, you will be responsible. You are complicit. Collective punishment. Exactly. You know? So, yeah, all those people in America that say, oh, yeah, stand with the Arabs, Israelis are doing genocide, send them to Saudi Arabia and see what kind of rights they have. And see how you're treated there as an outsider. First of all, they'll force you to convert. Second of all, if you're a woman, you won't be able to leave the house whenever you want. Right? If you are walking like with your arms uncovered, they will rape you. They'll think it's like a go ahead to rape you. This is Islam, right? They have no respect for people. Right? One day you will, Ahmad, one day will leave Islam. You know? End of times are near. Zero evidence of rape. Rape victims don't talk about it. End times are near, brother, and Israel will control the world. Yeah, sure. Women are in the IDF. Actually, there was a very impressive picture of a girl that she took a hold of a huge group of Muslim terrorists. She took them all, and they're in the prison now. And it was in the pictures, right? You know, Israel, the Jewish people, we take women and we prop them up. We give them important positions, you know? And you are conquered by Romans and did nothing. Now it's the end of times, so you have zero. Now is the end of times, so you have zero control. And God has decided that now's the time for the Jewish people to be in power. And the end of times are going to come, and soon you will cease to exist, Ahmad, and Islam will also. Only the good people that were good to the Jewish people will survive. The rest of you will be nothing, right? Muslims shout Islamophobia and get them fired, yeah. That's the problem with the West. They need to take all the Muslims that are in power and put them back in Saudi, where they came from, right? You will never take Israel ever because you've tried for 80 years and you failed every time. And that shows that the Jewish God of Israel is more powerful than your God, who just is a demon God, right? Yeah, we have our soldiers in Gaza, and they're moral soldiers. They are special. They are God soldiers. They are holy soldiers. They are the strongest, most bravest Jewish people. There are even non-Jewish people that are in the army, such as Russian non-Jews who live here. They actually have a special unit for them because they're very aggressive. They're not like regular Jewish people. They are more, how can we say this? They're a little bit more violent than us, right? So there's special units for them. They're not Jewish. And they have special missions that they go on because they're tough, And the reason why Jewish people can't go to Gaza, and the reason why when we gave Gaza to the Arabs, the reason why no Jew can go in there is because they would rip us apart. Like, for no reason other than you're Jewish, they would rape women. This is the Arab way. They are immoral. That's why there needs to be collective punishment, like we see in Gaza, what's happening to them now. It's not enough collective punishment because they are not moral. Like Ahmad says, he recommends that any Jew who enters Gaza, that they be torn apart and raped, like what they did to this other woman that I keep showing in every single video of mine. I showed what the Arabs did to her, and it's a disgrace. And this is how the Muslims are. This is the behavior of the immoral Muslims, So if this is their behavior, and if this is what they're proud of, we have to crush them. We have to show the world that this is what they like. They like violence. They like to kill. And with this kind of attitude, they're very dangerous. And that's why nobody should like Islam. And Muslims need to be crushed and shown their place, and said, we need to say to them and show them that you cannot kill. You cannot behave in barbaric ways, and you cannot get away with it. Right? It's a lot of LGBT people supporting them. Yeah, let them go to Gaza, right? Ahmad, tell us what will happen to gay people who go to Gaza. Ahmad, tell us, right? I love Israel's strength. UK is scared of them. You stand against them. You deal with them. We sucker up to them. Yeah, right? Cry about October 7. We did. We cry. We're still crying, and that's why you're paying for it. And you will pay for it. I wish I was in office, because I would just say to the Air Force, I would say to the Israeli Air Force, our superior Israeli Air Force, I would say, go in there and drop a Hiroshima type of bomb. Not like a one that is nuclear, because it's too close to us, but just drop the bombs and go in the tunnels and fill it with water. And what would I do? What would I do to Gazans? Right? It would be collective punishment. There would be not one insect left alive there after what they've done. And then the world would see, and the Islamists in every country surrounding Israel, they would have respect. They would be like, okay, we submit. We submit to the Jews. We respect the Jews, and we will never lay a finger on a Jewish person's head again. Right? I also saw a page on Twitter that posts IDF soldiers that passed away, and they laugh at them It's bad. Those soldiers that passed away in the war, and anybody who's killed by a non-Jew in the war, basically, the Jewish people that were killed by the hand of a non-Jew, they go straight to God. They sit up next to him in his light and they learn Torah. And they are given the best place in the world to come, next to God himself, right? And they are considered like special. They died al Kiddush Hashem, which means to sanctify God's name. And it's it's something that like the non-Jewish population, they really don't appreciate Jewish people, what we've done and what we've given you, throughout the generations. You have no appreciation for what we've given you. Instagram, Facebook, right? Google, we've given you airplanes, we've given you internet, we've given you computers, we've given you everything, and you shit on us, right? You need to say thank you to us instead of shitting on us. So Randy says, all these people being mean to Jews for no reason at all. There's no prelude. It happens out of nowhere. Yes, exactly. It happens out of nowhere. It's all about lies and smears and defamation. I know, Randy, that you have limited intelligence, but if you go look up the definition of defamation, you'll understand what it is. Whenever there is a minority that is more successful than everybody because we're just that good and we're the best at everything, and we produce the Einsteins, right? And we produce the Freuds. We produced psychoanalysis. We produce everything. We give you everything. We are the highest. 25% of all inventions were created by Jews, and we make up less than 1% of the world. Right? What does that say about us? It says that we are superior in intelligence and we are superior beings, right? In intelligence, right? So you need to thank us, and you need to be grateful to us, and you need to respect us instead of trashing on us and defaming us because we're successful and we make money and we're just smarter than you, so you're jealous, So if anyone else said these things, they'd be put in an insane asylum. Guess what? People in the insane asylum are actually more normal than people like you. You'd be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Will you not tolerate the way they behave? Yeah, so Ahmad would kill, this is the problem with Islamists, is that they share a Nazi ideology where, Nazi Hitler decided to kill all the people who are mentally ill, and Ahmad would do the same thing. So God said don't kill. So people like Ahmad, we have to teach him a lesson and make an example out of him, that if he decides to act on his beliefs, we would give him such a punishment that everybody around that has the same beliefs as him, they would go and sit down and say, okay, we won't do that again. We won't do that. I was in Israel on October 7th. I did a live, and the siren went off in my town. The siren went off, and yeah, even YouTube, Randy, is made by Jews, probably. Hi, I just got done reading Ecclesiastes, and very confusing. What's your opinion on it? Ecclesiastes. I have to go look it up. I know it sounds familiar to me, but I don't have a good memory. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the one crying. You're the one crying. You're the one who's on X saying, oh, the Jews are doing genocide in Gaza. Oh, look at all our dead children. And they're all crying over their dead bodies. You're the one crying. I'm not crying. You're the one crying. I cried for my people already. I cry every day for my people that, are holy soldiers that are getting killed in Gaza for no reason, other than the fact that we're too kind to you, right? But you're the one who's really crying because you're the one who's screaming genocide and going in protests and crying and complaining. Take your punishment like a man. Stop complaining and stop crying, and take your punishment like a man with some dignity, Stop going to protests and crying like a baby. Grow up, Take your punishment like a man. Stop Stop going to protests and crying about, free Palestine. Grow up. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. Do you understand? Grow up. You know? Yeah. I'm a proud Jew, and God said don't kill, and you don't like that. And God said that there needs to be punishment and justice for those who get murdered. And what you see in Gaza is retribution, right? An eye for an eye. They're not getting punished enough. So next time, you see what's happening in Gaza, next time think before you do. Think before storming a village and murdering everybody inside of it. Think before you do. I understand that you're upset because you're getting punished and your people are getting punished, but it's a lesson, and lessons need to be learned, right? Lessons need to be learned, and you need to know who's who. We are the Jews, and we are the inheritors of this land. God gave it to us, as written in Genesis. All right? So submit to God. Submit to the God of Israel, who tells you, hey, these are my people. I love them. I favor them. Leave them alone. Be good to them. Right? Jewish people are the original people of the Creator. Anyone disrespecting them will regret. Letting your rambling makes the Jews way worse than I could ever do. We've been defamed. Go look up what defamation is. We've been defamed by Hitler. We've been defamed by the New Testament. We've been defamed by Islam. We've been defamed by Jews. We've been defamed by Jews who hate Jews, like John Paul the Apostle. We've been defamed by people who are jealous of us have defamed us. They blamed all their problems on us, right? The problem is when all the Jews get dead, all of a sudden you realize that the problems that you blamed us for are still there. All the problems that you blamed Jews for, when we're all dead, you will realize that it wasn't the Jews' fault after all. Your problems will still be there. And then you'll be like, oh my God, who are we going to blame our problems on to next? Right? Did you get scared? Aren't you the one who farts for a camera? Not very woman-like. Yeah, I'm the fart queen. Did you get scared by it? And was it near you? October 7. It was October 7, I woke up. I was, in the morning, I heard bombs, like, bams and bangs and booms. Literally, like, the whole ground shaking. And my dog jumped, She was sleeping with me, and my dog jumped. And I was like, okay. So then my brother was visiting here in Israel. And it's in the Torah. It's about death, not knowing what's coming next. Oh, I don't know. We own Israel. Hamas admit they will not stop until you are gone, and you have only got 1,000 of them out of 40,000. I don't know whose numbers you get your numbers from. Like, you Arabs lie about everything, so it's like the boy who cried wolf, you have no credibility. Like, we have credibility because when we make mistakes, we admit it, but you have no credibility. You lie about everything. Everything is the Jews' fault, right? Maybe don't throw a live next to a concentration camp. Don't throw a rave next to a concentration camp. A place like a concentration camp is a very holy place because that's a place where many Jews, there's so much energy, there's so much death, and people's souls departed in these concentration camps, and people have suffered there. So there's this, and the ground is drenched in blood of the Jews, and so it's considered a holy ground. So many Jewish people who go there, it's like a pilgrimage site where people can pray at those sites and hope that their prayers get answered because of the merit of all those Jews who died sanctifying God's name just for being Jewish. And so for you to mock such a thing, Randy, is low. You know what I'm saying? What I think of the Anti-Defamation League? I think that... Do you think Leo Frank was innocent? I don't know who that is. The Defamation League, the Anti-Defamation League, they're doing a good job, but there's no point. We don't need to fight. Jews don't need to worry about being defamed. We can't fight the propaganda war. machine, you know? Like, the Gazans are great at pretending to be victims, and the world believes them. And it's fine, because in the end, the truth will come out, and history will know who's the bad guys. History will know the Gazans were murderous barbarians. There is so much evidence to show that the Gazans believe that murdering Jews is good and holy, and they believe in Hitler's Mein Kampf. Many copies of Hitler's book was there, and they believe in the extermination of Jews. That's their philosophy. They're like Nazis. They are Nazis. So they want to kill everybody. They want to kill all the Jews. And then they want to kill the Christians. And then they want to go after the pagans. And then they just want to be the last one standing, right? I see a lot of Jewish men at Palestine protests. What's your opinion on that? You mean like it's not a very large group, actually. You're talking about the ones with the payout, right? So, you know, I did a video on them. Actually, another ultra Orthodox rabbi came out from like the head of Satmar. He was like, they're like ultra Orthodox. They wear the strimal and he came out and he said that those Jews who stand with Palestine after October 7 are going against the Torah. Directly. He came out and he said that. And he said anybody who stands with those Jews who are pro-Palestine, they're going against the Torah. Completely. Because the Gazans, what they did was so barbaric that even those ultra-Orthodox people that don't believe in a secular Zionist state, they said that you cannot stand with people who are barbarians and that murder people. You cannot. It's not okay, right? So, you know, there's such and such. There will always be Jews who cause other Jews to die, right? Like we have today, people, you know, Jews for J, who are pro the New Testament, right? Which is completely Jew-hating, right? So, them Jewish people at Palestine protests are very good people. They will hopefully convert soon. Yeah, that's the thing. They don't even realize, those Jews, that they're so innocent. They don't... First of all, another thing about those Jews who stand with Arabs is that they're afraid. The Jewish trauma is so... It's so in our psyche that our Jewish trauma is so deep that a lot of Jews think that if they stand with the enemy will like them and be good to them, and they won't hurt them and kill them in the end. But they don't realize that Nazis are Nazis, right? So, for example, the Gazans, you know, they hate us, and they will take those Jews who stand with them to use them against other Jews. And when the time comes, they will take those Jews that stood with them and they will put them in the oven with the rest of us. Just like what happened in Nazi Germany with the Judenrat. If you go and look, like the Jewish police, they, you know, put them with everybody. So, doesn't Israel have compulsory military service for secular Jews? Yes. Are you exempt for being religious? I'm past the age. I've never done the army, so, you know, I'm too shy. Also, like, I can't follow orders. You know, if you're in the army, you have to follow orders. And I have a problem with following orders. Like, if they tell me to go right, I usually go left. So I would just, if they got me in the military, I would botch everything up, because, I mean, as much as I try to follow orders and do what people say, like if they tell me, oh, do this kind of job, do this, like this, I always mess things up, so. Literally, I'm getting myself a drink. So literally, wow, I'm allergic to chocolate, like literally, I'm allergic to chocolate. Where's my raspberry? Literally, like, she's sleeping, okay. Literally, yeah, I people I don't follow orders. No one can tell me what to do because I can't follow orders, right? I hope and pray for your safety and your families. Thanks, Jackson. I was calling Gaza a concentration camp. You have no idea what is a concentration camp, so you're talking from ignorance. How have you been? I'm okay. I had a migraine like last night. And today, and I had a big day today actually. Didn't Rashi doing Caliphate take you over? You've done it before, but the time has come that God decided that the end of times is now. In the prophecies, in the Jewish prophecies, the end of times is now, according to Jewish prophecies, right? So all the conquests, the Roman conquests, right? The Romans have disappeared. The Ottoman Empire fell, right? The Christian crusades, it's over, right? And there's never before been a time of so much goodness, especially like with the amounts of food that everybody has, right? Even though there's lots of bad, because there are bad people like Islamists, but who like to blow everybody up. And there's like people like ISIS and Hamas, right? They're the same thing. But there's never been a time where there's so much abundance of good food and the spreading of goodness. Like America was a good until now. It was good and now it's going bad, right? Because they're turning on the Jews. And they are going against God, right? So, the time is over. The time is up. The time for the redemption for the Jewish people and for the world has arrived. And it's the time of Mashiach. And that is why we Jews came back to Israel. The prophecy has been fulfilled. But it hasn't been completely fulfilled. We're still waiting until Elijah comes on a horse or on the wings of a dove and blows a shofar and announces the coming of Mashiach, right? When all of humanity will be saved and everybody will turn to the one God of Israel and they will praise him. And there will be no more wars, right? We're at that time now, and the prophecy is being fulfilled. We have returned, Jewish people have returned to Israel, right? Where we came from. So, how come some Jewish men wear kippas and some wear big hats? Sorry, I don't know the name. So there's different kinds of hats, right? So there's the strimel, right? There's kippah. Most religious Jews wear kippah. At all times they wear kippah. Then there are the Pilishers who wear strimel. It's like the fur thing on their head. Then there are Jewish men who wear regular hats, regular black hats. There are Jews who don't wear two hats. Like the strimel is the second hat. There's like most Jewish people wear two hats, one and two coverings. Free Palestine. There's no Palestine. You should go look up the son of Hamas. His name is Mossab Hassan Youssef. Canaan you call Israel. Canaan, Abraham actually bought the land of Canaan, and we waged wars to get it. And Jesus is not the Jewish Messiah. It's for the Christians. Are Jewish women allowed to? Why you have a computer in kitchen? I live in a studio. I literally live in a studio. This is my studio. I don't own it, but I live in one room with a toilet, a shower, and a kitchen. My refrigerator is here. My computer is here. And my laundry is here. And my washing machine is there. My books are there. My thing is there. My clothes. My paintings. You know? Are Jewish women allowed to go online during Shabbat? No. Like, do you do live in Shabbat? Yeah, I do, because I'm not so religious, but we're not supposed to go online. We're not supposed to go on the computer or the phone, or we're not supposed to do anything. We're not supposed to do anything we do on a weekday on Shabbat, but I'm not so religious, so don't question superior Israeli architecture. We had a significant change on the land when we invaded. A lot converted because you did convert or die. The Islamic way is with a sword. You know, they march in on their horse, on their camels. This is what the Islamists do. They march in with their sword and they say, "Convert or die." So people will say, "Okay, I'll convert," you know, because I don't want to die, right? And that's how you conquer, right? As Muslims, we also believe in the Prophet, because Muhammad was a lunatic. Because you know why? Because by believing in Jesus, he contradicted his own Quran. Because the Christians believe that Jesus is the God. So if you acknowledge him as a God, if Muhammad acknowledges him, then Muhammad is an idol worshiper, right? How come you don't wear the head covering you used to 1,000 years ago? It was like a hood kind of thing covering the whole head. First of all, like, Jewish law is that Jewish women only need to cover their hair when they get married. And even then, it doesn't need to be a full covering. It can be symbolic. It can be like a lot of Jewish women, when they get married, some Jewish women, they cover it like that. Some Jewish women are very strict, and they cover it with 2 coverings. Some ultra-Orthodox, like the ones that wear strimals, their wives, they will wear like a sheitel, which is a wig, which covers their hair, and they'll wear a hat on top of it, right? So that in case it doesn't fall off, they don't want their wig flying off. Some Jewish women will cover it with just a head covering, with like a cloth. Some Jewish women just wear a hat, right? You don't have to, if you're married, you can cover your hair. All hats designed by people who've never worked a hard day in the field. You follow him too. Well, then you're if you follow Jesus, then you're an idol worshiper. How much does it cost if you're per month to live there? Is there cheap? Well, I pay for my apartment like $700 a month. Not so religious, so not Islam. Join Islam. Our women follow completely, because it's not about following completely. Judaism is about the religion. It's about the relationship with God. It's not about submitting and just doing like what Allah says. Or else, this is Islam. Submit to Allah, surrender, do what he says, or else you will get killed. No. Judaism it's beautiful. It's about following the commandments, to follow it because you want to, because you love God, right? It's to follow the commandments because you want to do his will, because you want to have a relationship, right? So, for example, if I'm from an ultra-Orthodox home, right? So my entire family, they're very ultra-Orthodox. They follow everything, right? I have my own unique relationship with God, so that is why I do my own thing. But it's not militant. It's not supposed to be militant like Islam. Islam is very militant, you know? All you care about is convert or die, right? But Judaism and other religions, it's more about connecting with the source, you know? It's about following the commandments because you want to follow it, because you want to serve God, because you love him, right? It's not because submit to Allah, or else he will strike you down and you will go to hell. That's not the way it works. That's why Judaism is a beautiful religion, because it's about the relationship, right? It can't be a relationship. You can't have a personal relationship with somebody if you will abuse them. Islam abuses their people. Allah abuses Islamists, right? So there's no relationship. It's all about submission. There's no relationship. You don't even like God. You just do it because you're afraid of him. But Jewish people, we do because we believe and because we want to, and because it's a relationship. We talk to him like he's our friend, right? That is Judaism. It's not about force, like, oh, do it or you will die. That's not kosher. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you are one because you deny Jesus when not a Quran and Bible source mentions him. No, it does not mention Jesus anywhere. That's a lie. Only in your Quran. As I explained to you, it's not about, you see, like, your religion is all about, like, covering your women up in, like, 100 wraps because you're afraid that other men are going to see them as sexual, right? The reason why women, Jewish women, they are modest is not because of, oh, the men are going to jump them and fuck them because they can't control themselves. No. It's not like, that's like a primitive, wild type of animalistic behavior, which Islamic people, they let their animal nature take over them, right? That's why in Islam, women need to cover themselves up, because if they don't, then the men have no understanding that they're not an animal, and they act crazy, and they just see, like, a woman that is not covered, like, her hair is not covered, and they go hump her without permission. Like, this is Islam, right? Because they're animals. They have no self-control, right? Judaism, the reason why a woman covers her hair to begin with, it's not for the reason you think, right? The reason a Jewish woman will cover her hair when she gets married is only after she gets married, right? So, the reason why a Jewish woman will cover her hair after she gets married is because when she goes under the marriage canopy, right, God's holy presence rests on her head, on her face and on her head, and it becomes holy. Her hair becomes holy. So her hair becomes holy, right? So then, out of respect, the Jewish woman will cover her hair, because God's Shekhinah, it's called God's holy presence, it never leaves her hair. Once she gets married and she goes under the wedding canopy, God's holy presence and his holy light stays on her, and therefore, out of respect, the women cover it, right? Also, it doesn't matter how a woman covers her hair. There's another reason also why Jewish women cover their hair. And it's not because of what you think. It's not about the man going crazy. It's because a woman's hair is an intimate part of her body, right? Once she gets married, it's considered, because of the God's holy presence resting on her head, right? It becomes a private part of her body. Like any other part that needs to be covered of her body, her hair becomes like that, right? So that's why, another reason why a woman covers her hair, and also just to keep it special for her and her husband, right? So when she's at home, she can uncover her hair. But usually, Jewish women, they will keep their hair covered even in their house, right? So, you Muslims, like, once you go into your house, right, you take your wives into the bedroom and you have, like, all these, like, yeah, the IDF went to the women's houses in Gaza. Like, they went through the bedroom, and they found, like, sex dolls. Like, the Gazans had sex dolls. The average Jewish family, even the secular people, would never even think to have a sex doll in the house. It's bizarre. It's crazy. It's gross. They're not modest inside. They don't have inner modesty. It's all exterior. It's all out, right? Jewish people have inner modesty. That's the difference between Islam and Judaism, right? So that's why, like, Islam is a superficial type of modesty. Judaism is deep, and the modesty comes from within. It's not just about, covering your girl up because you're afraid somebody's gonna be tempted and want to hump her because you guys are animals and you can't control yourselves, Judaism is correct, but Islam is a full story. Oh God, we follow Prophet. Every religion thinks they're the truth. That's why Judaism says, if you're Islamic, go be Islamic. You're Christian, be Christian, but just don't proselytize. Don't try to make people like you, and respect other people, right? That's why Jewish people are so little, because we respect everybody else, and we don't force people to be like us. And in fact, if you want to become Jewish, the rabbis tell you not to, because the rabbis tell you not to be Jewish because it's a big responsibility, because As many laws as you think you have as a person of Islam, as many laws as you think that you have in Islam, there are much more laws for Jews, right? So you would never last one day as a Jewish person because it would be too much for you. You don't have the brain capacity and the intelligence to follow the Torah, right? You guys believe in the New Testament, which Jews reject completely. We reject the New Testament, we reject Islam, we reject the Quran. It's for you, it's not for us, right? Islam is good for you, right? Judaism the Torah is for Jews, right? The Torah has many more laws than Islam, right? Our laws are deeper and it's more complicated and it's nothing you can understand. So our laws are for Jewish people, your laws are for you. I saw a Muslim woman on live talking without a hijab and her husband beat her. Wow, literally. I believe you. I believe you because this is how they think, like in Judaism, the women, they cover their hair because they want to, right? And if their tichel, we call it a tichel, if their headscarf falls off by mistake, she doesn't get beaten. If she's a God-fearing woman, she will quickly put it back on and she'll be a little embarrassed and her husband will understand and he'll even try to protect her, And if she doesn't want to cover her hair, her husband will respect that also. He'll be like, it's her choice, right? It's her choice how she wants to cover her hair. He respects her autonomy, her independence, her ability to choose, right? And Islam doesn't respect that, In fact, they beat their wives, and which is forbidden according to the Judaism. If a man beats his wife, he's considered like garbage. He's considered shamuta. That's the difference between Judaism and Islam. It's because the difference between Judaism and Islam is Judaism is you do things because you want to, right? So, for example, if I want to love God one day and I want to just do things for Him to make Him happy and I want to have a relationship with Him, I will. Like, Jewish people are considered married to God. It's like the Jewish people, the relationship between God and Israel is like a marriage. We're married to God, right? So what do you do when you're married to somebody? You want to have a relationship with them, right? You do things just to make them happy for the sake of doing it, right? For example, if one day I decide that I want to be a good girl and I want to have a relationship with the Lord Almighty God, I will be like, okay, I will do for God on Yom Kippur. I will fast the whole day just for Him because I want to. Because I want to have that connection with the Almighty, right? So it's a more sincere connection. I will go and I will fast like I did this past Yom Kippur, right? And Tisha B'Av, it's another day in the summer when Jews fast, they don't eat. It's like we fast because we fast 25 hours because it's not like what the Arabs do. They fast Ramadan 40 days, right? So Raspberry. Hi, baby. I love you. So, it's a 25-hour fast. It's not like you guys fast like 40 days, but you eat all night and you fast until sundown and you eat after sundown. By us, we fast 25 hours. No food or water. No food or water for 25 hours. And you guys, you fast 40 days, but you only fast in the day. In the night, you eat and you gorge down food. Right? So basically, all Jews are Zionists because we come from Zion, which means literally the land of Israel. So all Jews are Zionists because we're indigenous to Israel, right? So, your religion is good for you. It's for you. And embrace your religion, but don't force it on other people because that's not the right way, right? So, for example, if I want to have a connection with God, for example, I would go and this coming Shabbat, I would be like, okay, I want to be a good girl and I want to please God and I want to have a relationship with Him. So I will go out of my way and I'll go to synagogue. I won't go on the computer. I won't go do anything forbidden. And I will go to Shabbat dinner with the family. And I will do Kiddush and Challah. And I'll try to do all the commandments, right, regarding Shabbat. Only because I want to. Because I want that relationship with Him. Right? Not because I'm threatened. Not because... And it makes it more special when you do something because you want to. Right? Get the dog away. It's... Stop shielding Islam so hard. Westerners are finally waking up to the Israeli problem. Don't spoil it. Randy should just convert to Islam if he's so pro-Islam. You see, Randy he's a racist because he's trying to pretend, Ahmad. Listen to this. Randy's trying to pretend as if he's your friend and he's pro-Islam, but he won't convert to it. He won't convert to Islam. He says I'm pro-Islam, but he won't convert to it. He is a snob. He is racist. You know? He doesn't want to be part of you. He wants to support you without being part of you. Right? Have you ever lost before and stopped following God for a short time? Yeah, absolutely. And that's part of the journey. That's part of life. That's part of free choice, right? The choice to be able to choose when you believe, if you believe, what you believe, and it makes it all the more special. And we believe in real free choice, not like Islam believes in free choice as in, oh, yeah, everybody has free choice and Allah hardens the heart of the non-believer and therefore you must kill him. But he has free choice not to believe, but Allah forces him not to believe because he hardens their heart. No, it's not like that, right? Their free choice is not real. It's fake, you know? So, you can only do it 25 hours. We do it longer, so it's easier for you. Do it for longer, so it's easier for you. You guys do it for 40 days. You fast 40 days, but you only fast in the daytime. Like, so when the sun rises from 5 o'clock in the morning, or 6 o'clock, or 7 o'clock, you can eat until then, and you don't eat during the day, and then at night, all of a sudden you gorge yourself with food. By us, if we fast from the evening before, which means like 6 in the afternoon, you stop eating. 6 in the evening, you stop eating. And you only eat water or food the next night. Right? So it's not really fasting. You guys don't really fast. It's so easy for Muslims. They get to eat every day. I go 10 hours for food every day easily. You go without food 10 hours a day. Yeah, it's easy. I'm not pro-Islam. Really, Randy? Really, Randy? You're not pro-Islam? You see that? You see that? You see that, Ahmad? He's an apostate. Ahmad, he's not a real... He doesn't like Islam, Randy. Can you see that? He says, yeah, go kill the Jews, go. But then you say, oh, go be Islamic, go convert, because you like Islam, and he's apostate. He doesn't believe. In Christianity, we do Shabbat, too. It's slightly different. You're not allowed to, by the way, according to Jewish law. If you're not Jewish, you're not allowed to keep Shabbat. Not trying to be disrespectful, just thought I'd let you know. I know as Christians do Shabbat, yeah. It's disrespectful for Christians to have Shabbat meal like Jewish people do. It's not about disrespect, it's just not allowed. And Passover is not allowed either for any non-Jew to celebrate. She has a dog too. Yeah, dogs are considered holy creature. She's, Jewish people use dogs to save lives, And the police force in America, they use dogs to save lives, right? Dogs are God's creation. I don't know why you hate them so much. Do you know what I'm saying? If we see you, we take the dog, we leave the cats. Cats are beautiful, dogs are forbidden. For you, it's forbidden, right? Just understand that. Like, why can't you get it? Like, for you, dogs are forbidden. For Jews, actually, Jews are not supposed to have non-kosher animals in their house. But it's not because we hate them. You know, it depends on, what kind of religious Jew you are. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm fine with them being Muslims in their own countries, not in my neighborhood. Do you hear that, Ahmad? Ahmad? Do you hear that? Look. He said he was pro-Islam, but he doesn't want you in his country or in his neighborhood. Oh my God. Do you guys... I can't believe what I'm hearing. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Do you see how racist he is? He just exposed himself. Ahmad Randy just exposed himself. You see? I'm fine with them being Muslims in their own countries, not in my neighborhood. And then he goes and stands with the Palestine against the Jews. In Israel, we have 2 million Arabs here. My doctor is Arab, right? Imagine if I said, oh, get all the Arabs out of my country. I mean, which technically wouldn't be such a bad idea because they hate us and they want to kill us. My own doctor said, soon we will be the majority here. That's what he told me. But he doesn't like you, Ahmad. He doesn't like you. He's not even honest with you. At least I'm honest. At least I say what I think. But he doesn't even like you. A lot of Christians have it because Jesus' Last Supper was Passover. I know. I won't do it as you asked me. No, I do what you want. Freedom of religion, like, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to point out, like, truths, Actually, they're forbidden. No, only for you, Ahmad. Well, Randy, soon your country will be Islamic, inshallah. Do you see that? Oh my God. Ahmad, well, Randy, soon your country will be Islamic, Randy. Why can't the feeling be mutual? Why do they want to hang out with me so bad? They want you to be Islamic. You see, he doesn't even like Muslims, and he doesn't even like blacks. Look what he said. Every country will be Islamic soon. Ahmad says that. And he says Ahmad, he doesn't like you because you're black. And also, it's funny that, Ahmad, you like to be Islamic because your friends will call you Abid. You know what that means, right? Randy will regret what he says. I love this. You see, now, how does it feel, Randy, to be turned on? He's turning on you, Randy. Can you imagine? Ahmad is turning on you. How does it feel to be the enemy? You see, he's being racist to you? Oh my God. Can you believe this? He's being racist to Ahmad. He doesn't want you in his country. And now you both are fighting against each other. But it's so ironic because, like, Randy was just a second ago pro-Islam. But now that you want to make him Islamic, now he doesn't like you anymore. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, this is so funny. No, I do not care for him. You're my enemy. Oh, so I'm the enemy? He's the one that said you're black. He doesn't like black people. And he even said he doesn't want you in his country. And he even said, Ahmad, that he said he doesn't want you in your country. And he doesn't want you in his neighborhood. Wow. Gosh. You see? This is how, like, if you guys didn't have the Jews to pick on, if you didn't have us to pick on, guess what will happen? Guess what will happen? You guys will turn on each other, like you're doing now, right? You know what I'm saying? Why do you defend Palestine? They are Muslim. Exactly. Exactly, Randy. I do not care for him. Let's do live chat. No, I don't care for him. You are my enemy. Yes, I'm racist, anti-Abrahamist. Yeah, but you just said you're pro-Palestine and you accuse us of genocide. So, now you guys are fighting? Like, what's going on? You're supposed to be pro-Islam. You think Ahmad will stop at us? Do you think, Ahmad, once the Jews are gone, what's the next thing you will do, Ahmad? I love seeing black movies, American Women, Good Men Snow. Hi, Friedrich Pereira. Ahmad, what's after the Jews, right? Once you kill the Jews, once you kill me and my people, Ahmad, what's next? Who's next? Who's next, and what's your plan for the world? Ahmad? We already have UK, France, and USA. No, really, Ahmad, for real. Get real. The world is next, right? What do you want to do with the world, Ahmad? What do you want to do? Can you please explain to everybody? what you want to do. After the Jews are killed or converted to Islam, right? You want to make the world Islamic and spread the word, right? Okay, so without the Jews, open border policy, we don't have to worry about people like Ahmad. So you think that it's the Jewish people's fault for opening the borders, when in reality, a lot of it is, this is the mistake that you make, Randy. It's not that just because you have 1 or 2 or 3 Jews that like to have open borders, it doesn't make all Jews want that. And there are many people in your government who are not Jewish who have open border policy, right? So think again, right? Think again, because you think the borders will go closed once the Jews are gone? Think again. That's not the way it works, right? Ahmad wants an Islamic world, right? He wants everyone to convert. Everyone will convert. I promise they will. You see what Ahmad says, Randy? It's not going to stop at us, right, Ahmad? Once you kill the Jews, do you want to kill the Jews, Ahmad? What's going on, yeah? I'm armed and I'll never let you take me beer and breakfast burritos. I'm telling you, this is gold. Wait a second. So yeah. Hard Seller Immigration Act was Jews. Yeah, blame it on the Jews. You still have a huge amount of non-Jews who are for the open borders. So what are you going to do? How are you going to convince them, right? Randy, you have no choice. England was powerful. Now 48% of London is now Muslim. Mashallah. See? I cannot say what I want here. Randy has a gun. Yeah, Randy. Okay, so Ahmad, first of all, tell us what you want. What's your plan with the Jews? What's your plan? What do you want to do with the Jews, Ahmad? Come on, tell us. Ahmad, what's your plan? Okay, he can't say it on my YouTube channel? Why not? Why? What are you afraid of? Don't be afraid. Inshallah. Right? He doesn't want to say. What do you want to do with the Jews? You just want to be left alone, but the problem is they don't leave you alone. They don't stop at us, right? He said Hitler 2.0. See, Ahmad wants to kill Jews like Hitler, okay? Why is it bad? You consider it good. Killing Jews is good for you, so alhamdulillah, right? Okay, you see? This is a perfect example why Randy thinks that, oh, yeah, kill the Jews. The Jews are killing Palestinians in Gaza, yeah. Oh, what happened on October 7 here in Israel, it's going to stop with the Jews in Israel. Once the Arabs decide to kill everybody if they succeed in Israel, you think they're going to stop at us, right? What's the plan, Ahmad? Ahmad, what's the plan once you kill Israelis and Jews? Who's next? Ahmad, do you like white girls? Is that why you must come here? I get why you wouldn't like your own. Inshallah, yeah. Ahmad needs a German help to say. Yeah, so Randy, Ahmad, do you want to make Randy Randy Islamic? Do you want to convert him? What if Randy refuses to convert? What if you go to his country and you say to him, convert? What will you do if he doesn't want to? What will happen, Randy? Not Randy. Ahmad, what are you gonna do to Randy if he refuses? What if he will? What if he says, I refuse to convert? Well, what are you gonna do? Once he sees the beauty, he won't want to refuse. What if he refuses to see the beauty? What if he wants to eat his pork? And what if he wants to drink his alcohol? And what if he wants to watch his porn? And what if he wants to still serve his pagan idolatry? What will you do? Well, we want a Muslim world, and non-Muslims are not allowed. You don't have a monopoly on IEDs. See, he said Ahmad wants to come. Will you, if you had to, would you cut off his head? If Randy refused, would you threaten him with a knife? Soon the world will be Islamic, that's all I say. If Randy refuses to convert, what would you do? Would you force him? Will you force him, Ahmad? You know I could do Google Translate, see. I want to know, would you force him? Tell me, tell the world what you will do. Tell the world. Ahmad, what are you afraid of? Nothing's gonna happen to you. What will you do if he refuses? Right? What will you do, right? 600,000 terrified, traumatized children under these Zionistic bombs. Yeah. You will pay. You will pay. Right? You will pay. Try to kill Jews. That's what happens to you. Right? You'll pay with your lives and the lives of your children. Right? But now back to Randy and Ahmad. I do not say anything here. We do not force. They will join by choice. No. What's if they choose? I've let you know what we will do. What will you do? Oh, okay. I have to see what this is. Google Translate. Copy. Google Translate. Google Translate to English. English. Paste. No non-Muslims lose their lives. Oy vey. Randy, do you see what he said? Randy. Thanks for letting us know. Thanks for being honest, Ahmad. I really appreciate that, actually. Honesty is the best policy. I'll just move to Syria and have Bashar al-Assad protect me. Sure. Why do you show it here? She was not meant to show. I'm just using Islam to get what I want. You see? Randy's just using you. See, this is the problem. This is an example why Randy, all the Randys of the world, you don't understand the threat of Islam, right? You don't understand that they won't stop at us. We're just in the way. Jews are just in the way of Islam getting to you, right? So their agenda is Hitler's Mein Kampf, kill Jews, get us out of the way. And we are the infidel, we are the enemy. And I am worse because I'm Jewish. But you're next, Randy. So, like, this is, like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see, at least Ahmad is honest. You know? That's honorable, Ahmad. Very honorable. Very, very, very honorable. Right? I hurt his Palestinian. We didn't hurt your Palestinian brothers enough. We didn't teach them a lesson enough. They haven't learned yet. We have to completely show them an eye for an eye, right? That's fine as long as the Jews don't take my guns. You see, Randy, the problem with you is that you think that Jews are your enemy when we're literally here protecting your ass. Because if not for us, Ahmad would come to you, right? Like, we Jews are protecting your gun rights, right? We are protecting your freedom of religion. We are protecting your right to not believe. We are protecting your right to be whatever religion you want, or to not believe, or to be atheist, or agnostic, or gay, or trans, or anything. We are pro-freedom. And freedom of expression, and freedom of religion, so that you won't be forced to be a religion that you don't want to be. And we are pro-freedom of choice, right? We are pro-freedom of choosing what you want to do in life and what to say. Freedom of speech. But you don't appreciate that about us, and we're in the way, and you have to thank us for fighting this fight. And this is an example, Randy, why, if you don't stand with the Jewish people, whatever happens to us is an example of what will happen to you. So if we get killed and we get forcibly, God forbid, converted to Islam, you're next. And they're going to do the same exact thing that they did to us on October 7th, they will do to you. Right? You see? You see what Ahmad says? At least he has honor. He says what he thinks, you know? You realize Israelis are trying to move Palestinian territories to the west. Listen, what we should really do is put the Gazans in Saudi Arabia. And another thing, Randy, you should understand is that it's not Jews, it's Biden administration who are actually Islamic. There's a lot of people in the Biden administration who are Muslims, and they are the ones who want to bring open border policy, right? And the Democrats, they want to bring all the people, like the trash of the world, like the Ahmads. They want to bring them to your country. It's not us. It's your own government, you know? So Jewish people are not our enemy. Exactly. He thinks like we're the enemy, but he doesn't realize that Ahmad demonstrated what he wants to do to Randy, and it's like you're trying to convince him, showing him the light, but he's like stupid until it's too late. And when it's too late, he'll be like, "Oh my God, fuck that." You know, like, what was I thinking? Oh my God, right? Look it up. Israeli government wants to send them here. Send them anywhere. Just get them out of here, like, they're a liability. The Gazans are a liability. Like, they're violent, they're crazy, so why don't you want them? Oh my God, you see, Randy, he's pro-Gaza, pro-Islam, right? But he contradicts himself because he doesn't want the Palestinians. He cries that the Palestinians are getting killed, but then when we want to send them to his country, he doesn't want them in his country. Why don't you want them in your country, Randy? What's wrong with the Gazans? I thought you loved them so much. Why don't you want them, Randy? You see, Ahmad's threatening Randy, and the question I have for Randy is, why don't you want the Gazans? If you care for them so much, and you're accusing Jews of genocide, and you care for them, why don't you want them? Why don't you want... I'm confused, Randy. Why don't you want the Palestinians? Randy, tell us why. Why? Randy, you say that you make like it's a bad thing to send the Gazans to your country. Why is it a bad thing if you love them so much? You see, Ahmad's gonna find you, Randy. Why do you want them to stay in Palestine? Why? You racist, Randy? I thought you cared for them. So? But you don't want them to have genocide, so then why don't you accept them and give them your house? So you're racist to foreigners? Oh. See, Randy doesn't really care for the Palestinians. He's all talk. He says that, oh yeah, Jews are doing genocide in Gaza, but then when you say, okay, take them, take care of them. You care for them so much, you love them, take them. Oh no, I don't want them. See, Randy's a white supremacist, and he pretends. You see, it was all an act. Randy doesn't care for the Gazans. He only cares for... He doesn't care for the Gazans. He only cares to bash Jews. That's what it was all about all along, wasn't it, Randy? Right? Right? Ahmad, do you see what's happening here? Ahmad, back me up here. Oh, Randy admitted it. You see? He only cared to bash the Jews. You see? Jackson, do you see? This is why I'm so glad. Alhamdulillah. I'm so glad because now you can see the agenda of the Jew haters. It's not because they care for the Palestinians. It's because they hate Jews. They just want to get rid of the Jews. They hate Jews. It's all about hating on the Jews. Right? They don't even care for the Palestinians because I say, oh, why don't you want the Palestinians to come to your country? Oh, we don't like foreigners. We're racist. Oh, so then you don't really care for the Palestinians and their lives. That's right. We don't. We just don't want them in our country and we hate Jews. Wow. This isn't about Muslims. I don't care about them as long as I get my way. Wow. Do you think about your eggs? I have the most bizarre people in my life. If I had to pick Randy or you, I pick him. Okay. If you just see people, that's good for me. So you guys are both using each other. Randy's using you. So Randy's using Ahmad and the Palestinian suffering. He's using their Palestinian suffering as an excuse to hate Jews. Ahmad is using Randy to use him, Randy, against the Jews, right? But they're really enemies. Ahmad and Randy are really enemies, right? Because Randy's racist to Ahmad because he's black and he's Islamic. Randy hates Islam and he hates black people and he hates Muslims. But they're both using each other, and Ahmad is using Randy because Ahmad can use Randy to stand with the Islamists against the dirty Jews, so they can do the final solution to get rid of me. Wow, this is enlightening. I'm fine with Muslim doing Muslim things as long as it's away from me. Right. So, you don't really care for the Gazans then. Thank you, Mr. Soy. Yes, it's my eggs. This is it's being exposed, right? Israel will be free, exactly. Jewish people are welcome to England any day. Islam isn't, exactly. Because we don't force ourselves on other people, and we contribute to the economy, and we invent everything, and we make your life better. Right? Thank you, Randy. Thank you for explaining. Thank you, Ahmad, for explaining as well. See, Ahmad's threatening you now. He said he's going to find you. Uh-oh. Ahmad's going to find both of us, Randy. Now, we're both in the same boat. Jew and white supremacist Randy. Uh-oh. Randy, what are you going to do? Uh-oh. What are you going to do, Randy? This is bizarre. It's so bizarre. Oh my god. It's like these people have no life. It's like literally like they have no life. Islamists can't fight men. They usually fight women. They usually kill women, and they feel powerful when they kill women. They don't fight, like, if you put man to man, they don't have the honor. They don't have enough honor to fight man to man. Nothing because he's black and incompetent. So Randy doesn't like you, Ahmad, because you're black. Ahmad, what do you think of that? Ahmad is like the Mossad. He can find everybody. Ahmad's like the Mossad. He's so superior that he can find anybody. You know? Well, okay, so Randy doesn't like Ahmad because he's black. Ahmad doesn't like Randy because he's white. And Ahmad doesn't like Jewish people because we're white, when he doesn't realize that there's Ethiopian Jews who are black, right? And there are Middle Eastern Jews who are brown. You think I'm in England? LOL. Ahmad, what's if I told you that there's black and brown Jews and Chinese and Indian Jews? Are they your enemy also? You are from America, Randy. Yeah, cuss all those English guys with guns. Not great at this whole doxing thing. Wait, so who's from where? Wait a second. Wait, I'm confused. Oh my god. Wait, do I need to shave? Yeah, it's time for shave. I do not like Jarir. Jarir is black. Oh my god, you guys are off the wall. You guys are literally, like, you got problems. You know? White or black or Jewish? No, I'm talking about, there are Jews who are black, Ethiopian Jews. You want to see? Should I prove it to you? Okay, this is what Ahmad said here. Hold on, this is what Ahmad said. See? Non-Muslims lose their lives. Okay. That's why, you know, earlier this year in Sudan, right, Sudani Muslims were killing with poles on video. They were murdering Christians violently. Like, this is Islam, you know, it's so evil. But you can go dance with Randy. Why don't you move to Saudi? Why do you want us to join your club so much, Ahmed? You'll never be white. I'll never be one of you. That's what you don't get, Randy, is that he's after you. He's after you. He wants to convert you. Ahmad, you should go to Saudi. Maybe they'll take away your passport and make you their slave since you're black. And that's what Arabs really think of black people. They would make you their slave because they actually have slaves in Saudi Arabia. Anybody who tries to go work there, they try to take away their passport and they try to make you slaves. Free work in the house, in the field. I'm not sure. Search it. Once the Jews are gone, the other Abrahamists will be toothless. No. Ahmad will come after you. What are you saying? Ahmad's very powerful. Every country in Africa is against Israel. And the Africans in America as well are against Israel, so... Yeah. Every black country also wants Jewish people gone. Yeah, so like you're all one big happy family. Randy, go join them. And then, once the Jews are gone, we'll never be gone, but once in your mind Jews are gone, if it would ever happen, you guys would be like at each other's throats because Ahmad would try to convert you and you will be helpless because Ahmad will get you. Africans in UK against Israel too, exactly, right? Ahmad offended, he's being jumped in with sub-Saharan Africans. They actually claim they're original Jews. Look, here, let me show you. There are real Jews who are Ethiopian Jews. Ethiopian Jews, right? They're really Jewish, right? Just like us. They're Ethiopian Jews, and they were being persecuted by the Islamists They're being persecuted in Ethiopia by the Islamists, and they were actually rescued by the Israeli government, brought them in. I don't know if you can see. See, isn't that cute? Jewish families that are Ethiopian. This is somebody's trying to make a race war in Israel. 160 Jewish immigrants from Ethiopia arrive in Israel. We're all part of the Jewish nation. We're all one people. So there's black Jews. Let me show you B'nai Menashe Jews now. B'nai Menashe, who are brown. These are the B'nai Menashe who live in Israel. B'nai Menashe, they're the lost Indian Jews. They moved to Israel. You see, they're Indian. And they are also Asian. Right? And they're part of the Jewish nation. We are all one, right? And that is how special the Jewish nation is, because we are literally, like here's all B'nai Menashe. We are literally of all different colors. We all look different, but we are all one. You see? We're all the same. We're all Jewish. This is B'nai Menashe Jewish people. And they look different. And then we have, like, look at them. Isn't that sweet? And then we have, what else do we have? We have, let's see, B'nai Menashe. Then we have Middle Eastern Jews. Right? We have Middle Eastern Jews. Here's Middle Eastern Jews. Mizrahi Jews. They're called Mizrahi. And they're brown, right? Brown Jews. My ex was Mizrahi. I didn't like him, that's why but they're Middle Eastern, you see? Well, this is actually, there's actually Jewish people and Arabs that come together, and then they have problems because the Arabs don't accept the Jews, and it's like very hard to integrate these two kinds of people, right? Not Arab, I'm talking about Middle Eastern Jews, like Middle Eastern, like brown Jews, see? Brown Jews, Sephardi Jews, African Jews. They're not Ethiopian, they're African Jews that are not Ethiopian, but they're African, right? Let's see, like Middle Eastern Jews, it's called Mizrahi Jews. Right? Here's Mizrahi Jews. They're brown. See? brown. Okay? Then there's Sephardi Jews. Let's go see Sephardi Jews. Sephardi Jews. We're all the same. We're all one. We don't look all the same, right? Sephardi Jews. Brown. See? Then we have, right? What's the difference between Mizrahi and Sephardic? Sephardic are from Spain and Mizrahi are from Middle East, right? Then we have Iraqi Jews. Let's go to Iraqi Jews. Excuse me. Right? Iraqi Jews are probably more white because Iraqis are not all brown. They're a mix of people. Like Iraqi non-Jews are mixed, right? And so Abraham was from Ur-Kasdim, which is Baghdad, which is Iraq. And he was white. Or mixed, right? These are Iraqi Jews. See? Kurdish. This is a Kurdish Jew, actually. There are Georgian Jews. Do you want to see what Georgian Jews look like? Georgian Jews. Right? They look more Russian. Georgian. Hold on a second. Russian Jews. Let's go see Russian Jews, right? Russian Jews, like my father. Here's Russian Jews. You see? Russian Jews. They're white, right? See? Ukrainian Jews. Ukrainian Jews. My father's Ukrainian. Ukrainian from the former SSSR. Right? Besides for Zelensky. Forget about him. I'm talking about Ukrainian Jews, right? This guy is Jewish, Ukrainian. Ukrainian. This guy is Ukrainian Jewish, right? Okay, then we go to, let's go see Chinese Jews. We have Chinese Jews, right? Hold on, let's see. There's Chinese Jews. Right? They lived for centuries there, so they look Chinese. Right? Asian Jews. Chinese Kafing Jews. They look Chinese, but they're like Orthodox Jews, right? And we're all the same. This is, you know what I'm saying? Then we have Ashkenazi Jews. A lot of Ashkenazi Jews actually have brown eyes and white skin and dark hair. Ashke. Or they're like me, who have like white skin and blue eyes. Ashkenazi Jews. See? She has white, yellow teeth, brown eyes. Okay? Ashkenazi Jews. Einstein. Ashkenaz. This guy. He talks about what Ashkenazi is. What Ashkenazi Jews look like, right? Why are Ashkenazi people considered white people? We're not. We look white, but we're not. You see, she looks white, but she has dark hair and green eyes. And, like, for example, if I show you Jews in the Nazi Germany, right? Jews in Nazi Germany. Women. So they were all, not all of them, but lots of them were like, let me see if I could find you the beautiful girl that was taken a picture of. They took a picture of a beautiful Jewish girl in a concentration camp. I wish I could find it, right? But we were white and we're Jews, right? Because we come from Judea. And they killed us because we're Jewish. And we're white. Ashkenazis. Right? Let's see, beautiful woman. Beautiful woman photographed. This girl. This is what I was talking about. This is the girl I was talking about. You see? How Hitler's personal photographer captured for history the plight of the Jews in Nazi-occupied Poland. So even under all the oppression, right? This girl, she's Ashkenazi, right? But you can see she has brown eyes, dark hair, white skin, freckles. Right? Auschwitz survivors, all white, Jewish. Sent to Nazi concentration camp. First Jews sent to the Nazi concentration camp were teenage girls. Right? And a lot of them had blonde hair and blue eyes. Right? Five unseen Holocaust photos of women that simply are heartbreaking. Yeah. I just can't imagine the pain that they went through, right? So, you know, Hitler, he wanted to get rid of the Jews, right? So he started with the Jews, but it ended with killing not only Jews, but Slavs. It ended up killing he ended up killing everybody. Alright, no Browns IDF. What? Really? Is that what you really think? You really think that? There's no brown people in the IDF? You kidding me? Are you stupid? Let's see. Hold on. Where did we leave off? Africans in UK against Israel. Yeah. Hold on. Soon they're all, yeah. How can an ethnic group be many different races they converted? No. Because I explained it in my other video, but I'm not going to explain it again. Right? And he lived in Sweden at one point. So am I pale? Then living in Israel doesn't make them original Jewish people. Okay, you're ignorant of Jewish or history generally. Excuse me. Muslims need to realize this isn't about them. This is European fight against world Jewry. You Muslims, it is about them. It's about both of you. If you know anything about Jewish history, right? There was the kingdom of Israel, right? Abraham came from Ur Kasdim. He came to Israel, established the Jewish nation, the 12 tribes of Judah, Yehuda, and 12 tribes. Then after the second temple, the first temple was destroyed, Jews left Israel, and they settled in all different parts of the world. And even after, and then they came back to Israel. A lot of them came back to Israel when the second temple was rebuilt. And then the second temple was destroyed, so most of the Jews left. And they settled in different countries and different lands, right? So naturally, we were spread all over the globe, like in every country. So naturally, the environment influences where you come from. And another thing is that, you know, there are people who did convert, like King David, who was it? Ruth was a convert, right? And it's not even about being related by DNA to the land of Israel. It's about following in the ways of the Torah, right? And when you follow in the ways of the Torah, you are inheriting the land of Israel. You're part of the tribe of Judah, right? There's always been converts into Judaism, right? And they're fully accepted into the Jewish nation. And if you want, you can convert too. But I don't recommend it, because then once you're Jewish, everybody hates you. So even though most Jewish people, their DNA goes directly to the land of Israel, right? It gets traced back to the Middle East, to Israel, right? There were, throughout history, like Jewish converts, such as, and they were fully accepted, right? So Jewish converts in Jewish history, right? So converts, great Jewish converts in history, right? So there was, for example, there was Jethro, right? In the Bible, there were a few converts, right? Batya, she became a Jew. She was Pharaoh's daughter, right? She converted to Judaism. She found Moses. She was Pharaoh's daughter. She became Jewish. Her name was Bitya, and she became Jewish, right? Yisro, right? He was Moses' father-in-law, and he was actually black, right? Moses married a black woman, And Yisro, right, he embraced Judaism and he became Jewish, right? So they became part of the Jewish people, right? Rachav, I never heard of Rachav, right? She was a harlot and she treated Jews really, really well, and she became Jewish. And she converted. She married one of the greatest men to have ever lived, who was Joshua. And they gave birth to Jeremiah, like, you know, Yirmiyahu, in the Tanakh, Jeremiah, right? He was the prophet. Jeremiah was a big prophet. And Ezekiel, they came from converts, right? These were converts in Judaism, right? This was going back 3,000 years ago. Ruth, she converted also. She was a Moabite. And from her came the kingdom of David, the line of David descended, and the Messiah comes from her, right? And so converts are exalted in Judaism. Like we have to accept them when they truly convert, right? Avadia the prophet, he was also a convert. That's interesting. Shemaiah and Avtalion. Wow, Shemaiah and Avtalion, they were actually, their great grandparents were like terrible tyrants who killed Jews, and they became Jewish, the grandchildren. Ben Bagbag, Ben Hey, who's this? So you see, like, it goes on and on. There were lots of Jewish converts before, like, in the times of Moses, right? Not lots, but there are a few. And they became fully part of the tribe of Judah, Yehuda, and that's where we come from. We were called Judeans because we're Jews, right? You want to see colored Israeli IDF people, right? Yeah, she proved the point that she's an invader. You pale ones from Poland. Why are all IDF white? I'll show you they're not. Islamification of Europe, just browns. It's just brown. Thinking they can fit in and be around whites. You want to see? I'll show you brown people. Shab showing this as if we care. Ahmad, would you be okay if Europe became Islamic but remained ethnically European? Would still feel the need to come here? You proved my point. You guys are so stupid. I said this the other day as soon as I joined you talking about it. Watch your back. Watch your back, Randy. It's Ukraine war. Any Islam is good. Any race as long as they follow Muhammad's word. Yeah. Black Israelites are the originals. You are from Ukraine. Yeah. Okay, whatever. I showed you. I proved to you. Basically, there was a convert who, Moses married a black woman, right? And it's written in the Tanakh that a lot of the people were opposed to him marrying a black woman. That just goes to show that that's proof that Judeans weren't originally black, right? They weren't. Black people come from Chum, right? It's written in the Tanakh, so. But specifically, if in Islamic white Europe excluded people of color, like if Chechnya said they didn't want Africans, you'd be fine with that. Your father from Ukraine, so you admit Israel isn't your land. My father lived in Russia, Soviet Union, and he was called Ivre. He wasn't considered a Russian citizen. He was considered a foreigner, and he was called Ivre. Why? Ivre, you know what it means? It's Yahudi. What's Yahudi? Jewish, Judah. We come from Judah, from the same name. Why are we called Judeans, Jews? Because we come from Judea. My father was considered Ivre. He wasn't even considered part of Russian nationality. His nationality in Russia for hundreds of years was considered Ivre. You know? It's crazy to me that you guys are so, like so stupid, like so uneducated. You know, like, if I'm going to come on somebody's live stream, I will go and I will do my research to find out facts before I come and make a fool of myself. You know? I'll show you IDF soldiers who are brown. You're interested? Gosh, you guys are so narrow-minded. You guys are so stupid. I even showed you on X the soldiers dancing. Judaism is both it's a religion and an ethnicity. So, you know, Jewish people, once a convert, if a person decides they want to convert, they are fully accepted into the Jewish nation. They're considered a ger tzedek, a righteous convert who has always been Jewish. They're considered Jews who converted. They were always Jewish. Their soul was Jewish. Another bullshit myth that you, Randy, like to talk about is the Khazarian Jews. I will put a link to the myth of that. None of you... The Khazars were... It's a myth. It's like a fantastic story that, according to Jewish history, never happened. And according to any history, it's just a myth. There's no proof. None of you had a choice. I'm done now. I'll take you all. Ahmad will take you, Randy. I'm getting angry now. You will convert if we make sure you do. Randy. Uh-oh. You guys are at war with each other. Ahmad, you win. Take over... You take over the world and we make your daughter one of us. Blacks can't control their emotions. Ooh, Randy's racist. He just wants access to white women. This isn't about Islam at all. If your ancestors converted 400 years ago... No, it was 3,000 years ago. And they were from France. Why would all be Jewish but not native? If your ancestors converted 400 years ago... Because they're considered part of the Jewish nation, right? They're Jews. They're part of Judea. They joined the tribe. Their children are Judeans. They married into Judah. They are part of the tribe. Right? UK is Muslim. France is Muslim. USA is Muslim. Nigeria is becoming Muslim. I'm the only positive one here, right, Jackson? Everyone else thinks they're tough for threatening women online. They won't do anything. If she wasn't disrespecting Muhammad, it wouldn't be. But she's also Jewish, oppressing Palestinians. But Randy loves the Palestinians, yet he won't allow them to come into his country. Jackson's just flying on a wall watching the verbal chair fight. Are you originally an Israelite? I assume you are, but did you do a DNA test? It costs money to do a DNA. I would do it. I would do it. Why not? It's fun. Ahmad Lucky saying, Oy vey isn't allowed on YouTube. Ooh. Randy. Oy vey. Randy. That's racist. Ahmad, he's calling you names. What are you going to do about it? Most of why your family converted hundreds of years ago. Gosh, I explained the history, but Saksani seems stupid. Astagfiruha, cover your body. Cover feet and chest at least. I thought you'd be happy to feast your eyes on my beautiful body. A lot of Jews become Muslim. I do not care for him. You are the one I'm against. Okay. But then after we're gone, then you'll go after Randy, right? Right? Come on. Stupidity is too much. Right, okay. Next. Idea soldiers. Soldiers who are colored. Images. Here. Battling to integrate. The IDF misunderstood Ethiopian recruits. See? We have black soldiers, Ashkenazi soldiers, or maybe he's even Middle Eastern, I don't know. Brown soldiers, he's brown. Black soldiers, he's black. Okay? See? He's brown. He's also black, but he's brown. No peeing, Amber. No peeing. He's brown, but he's black. Ethiopian probably, and he's really, really like dark. Wow. But these are Israeli soldiers. They're in the Nahal unit. They're combat units. See? Black Jews. Ethiopian Jews. These are... Why is it all... How come I can't see... See, here's a brown soldier. Middle Eastern Jew, Ashkenaz Russian Jew, Middle Eastern like from brown, you see? He's probably like has ancestors that lived in Egypt until they returned to our indigenous land. This guy looks Georgian or not Iranian. See, we have colored soldiers. Oh, this is in a settlement. It's raining. I almost feel myself there. Wow. Here, girls. This is a girl unit. Girls and boys. Right? There's girls in the unit. Girls. They're probably higher up in ranks. I'm not sure how it works. Right? Yeah. See? You see, like brown. He's brown. He's brown. He's not black, but he's brown. He's Ashkenazi from Europe. That's why he's white. They're from Middle East. Jews. All Jewish people, part of the tribe of Judah. We all look different, but we're all the same. Right? We even have Drusim that are not Jewish in the army. They are Druze and they're Islamic, but they are loyal to Israel, loyal to the state of Israel. Right? Brown, white, brown, Middle Eastern. This guy looks like he could be from like a Middle Eastern country from like, I'm not sure. Brown, white, he's Ashkenaz, like from Germany. He's Russian, probably Russian ancestors. We're all a great mix, but we all come together. We're all one. And we are part of the great nation of Israel. And long live Israel. Long live the Jews. Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael. Am Yisrael. I'm sorry. Am Yisrael Chai. O Davinu Chai. O Davinu Chai. It means our fathers live. Our grandfathers live. Or the great fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. O Davinu, O Davinu, O Davinu Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. O Davinu, O Davinu, O Davinu Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. O Davinu, O Davinu, O Davinu Chai. Let's see. IDF soldiers. Girl in Gaza. Soldiers in Gaza. Some girls on October 7, all-female unit, they fought off the Gazans that came in on October 7. They shot them all dead. Right? They're heroes. They saved some communities. This is the beautiful lingerie of the... See, he's brown, first of all. Here's the beautiful lingerie of the Gazan women. Look at the lingerie they found. Isn't this so sexy? It's so sexy and horny. Wait, we have to find the one where they're like literally all the beautiful hanky-panky. Even the Jews don't have... Even the secular Jews don't even care for lingerie. You know? Oh my god, this is just so sexy. Oh, look what they found. Oh, yeah. See, the Arabic women, they're so, like... They all look modest, but the inside, they're like animals. They have no shame. They're, like... They even have, like... They even have sex dolls. Look what he found. He found sex dolls. You know what I'm saying? Ew, this is so good. This is good stuff. You know? Okay, where is this? The Israeli woman that captured, she found like, oh, she captured a whole brigade. We have beautiful Israeli women. Lovely. O Davinu Chai, O Davinu Chai, O Davinu, O Davinu. Yerushalayim shel zahav, v'shel nechoshet, v'shel or, halo lechol ashirayich, Ani kinor. Cover feet, chest at least. A lot of Jews become Muslim because you force them. I do not care for him. You are the one I'm against. Beautiful. I want the world to be Muslim, but currently you're the enemy. We'll figure it out once you're gone. For now, Ahmad is a brother in our... Do you guys see the ridiculousness? Look what we Jews have to deal with, right? We figure it out once you're gone. For now, Ahmad is brother, yeah. IDF is black. We work together against her. Respect to you, Randy. Yeah, until you turn on each other, you know? Likewise. You see, you guys are both strange, you know? You hate each other, but now you're, like, united against Jews. Yeah, we had to expose the hanky-panky of the Gazans. Like, the way they're so, like, horny. They have, like, the worst... They had all different kinds of, like, sex toys and sex dolls, and, like, they're, like, sex obsessed and sex crazed, and they're sex addicted. They need to go to SA, like, Sexaholic Anonymous. Like, they need help. You know what I'm saying? ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור, הלא לכל השירייך אני כינור. ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור, הלא לכל השירייך אני כינור. Look at our beautiful, brave soldiers. They are so brave. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Yes. Look at our beautiful soldiers, our beautiful, brave soldiers. Some of them not even Jewish. So there's a lot of non-Jews who live here that join the army. Non-Jewish Russians especially. And Drusim who are Islamic, but they love Jews. And they love the state of Israel. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Jealousy leads to hatred. Jealousy leads to hatred. Middle Eastern, Jew. The Jewish girls are the most beautiful. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm telling you, when we enter my town, and there are soldiers in the beginning of them, the female soldiers and the male soldiers, they're all so sexy and horny, and they're so beautiful, and they're so strong, and they are like the best of the best. They are like perfection. They are the warriors of Hashem, of God, you know? Yeah, they are saving my ass, right? Look, he's brown, you see? Brown, brown, brown. Yeah. Right? Oh, yeah. Natalie Fadiv, the Israeli OnlyFans model who has joined the army to fight against Hamas. Good for her. Look at her. What a beauty. Yes. Lovely. Was ist das? Was? Israeli Defense Forces soldiers embrace their thirst trap on TikTok. Oh boy. Oh yes. Whoa. Wow, our girls are beautiful and sexy. We are the noble warriors of Hashem. Right? Right? There's no one like the Jews. Like, we are the best. We are the greatest. We are the best. We're gonna put you... Hi, Brody. Brody, they're fighting, I'm telling you. Brody, if you watch... Brody, Jackson and Joe, just gonna say that. These idiots are so scared, threatening little women. Jew online only. Only weapon they wield is keyboard. They don't do crap. Exactly. Stop showing this. Nobody cares. Well, you do, because you're still here. Right? They've been here for a whole stream. I've been alone arguing with them. You realize this is propaganda to get Jewish American kids to join the IDF. Their only life is to threaten a cute little Jewish woman online. Oh, you're so sweet, Brody. All day long, yeah. They don't have any other life. They're bored. Right? Did he threaten me? Hold on a second. Wait, they're threatening each other. First, Ahmad's threatening Randy. Randy's threatening Ahmad. But they're both together against me. But they're gonna kill each other. Yeah? Respect to you, Randy, right? But he's the infidel, so, you know. We have one enemy. I'm on your team, don't worry. Thanks, Jackson. We have mutual enemy. We can find common ground from there. Exactly. You guys are pathetic. They will do nothing to you. Thanks, Jackson. What are you going to do about it, Jackson? Pray. God is powerful, you know? Randy, let's be friends for now. For now, until they can get at your throat, right? I won't do anything, but neither will you, Randy. Do you have no job to be threatening a woman online? I agree, Jewish women are most beautiful women. Exactly. Look at Jewish women, no self-respect. Only Islamic women do. Islamic women don't have a choice, because if they try to show their hair, you'll kill them. You Jewish God is against how they're dressed, and he's against war. Look, God loves us. The Jews are always in the news. The Jews are always in the news. Jackson Lynch, I was just going to say that. Yeah, of course she does. Stop sharing. Nobody cares. Cage match. Last man standing wins. Yeah, lunatics. They will never get themselves. Ahmad and Randy will never fight each other in a cage match because they're too scared of each other. They're both cowards. They can't fight each other. They can't look each other in the eyes. Two men, Randy and Ahmad, they can't look each other in the eyes because they're only brave on the keyboard. They're keyboard warriors, right? The only brave thing they can do is to bash a Jew. That's the only brave thing they can do. How are you guys going to win? You're too fat to get off your computer chair to do anything. Exactly. We'll win and then build a fence in the middle of the cage. They're afraid of each other. They have to build a fence in the middle so they don't kill each other. No, I'm not scared. Only fear God. But I do not fight someone who has the same enemy as me. Wait a second. So Randy's not the infidel? What's going on? Hold on. Anyway. You guys are a bunch of lunatics and fools. I'm going to sing the Israeli anthem. Then I'm going to sing the American anthem. And then I'm going to go to sleep. God bless America for what it was once. Land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans light with fog. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Then I'll sing the Star-Spangled Banner. I have some trolls to trash talk once I'm done working. Exactly. Okay. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed? Come, Raspberry. Let's show them what we got. Raspberry, come here. By the twilight last streaming. Come here, baby. Whose broad stripes and good girl. Come, Cookie. Your dog. You okay? Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. All the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Thanks, Jackson. Banner yet waves o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Next is, we'll sing Hatikva, and then we will sing, what's Hatikva, right? Hatikva, what's Hatikva? Hatikva? The Israeli anthem. It means the hope, right? Okay. Right? Hatikva, right? What's the words? Kolod bale. Wait, let's see if I can sing it. Okay. Hold on. Where is it? Okay. Hold on. Hold on, let's go back. Let's go here. Azri, you need to stay with me because we have to sing, because you're the dog that needs to sing with me because you're special and you're the best and I love you. Yes. Okay. Let's see if I can sing it. Okay. Kolod balevov penima nefesh Yehudi homiya ufatate mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia odelo afta tikvatenu hatikva בת שנות 2000 להיותם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון וירושלים להיותם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון Yerushalayim. I love you. I love this baby. It means, as long as the Jewish spirit is yearning deep in the heart, with eyes turned towards the east, looking towards Zion, then our hope, the 2,000-year-old hope, will not be lost. To be free, to be a free people in our land, the land of Zion, and Jerusalem. And that is, my friends, that is the Israeli anthem. A lot of religious people don't really agree with being, because like when they say free in our land, it means free from God. They want to be secular, but it's still very moving, you know, when they sing it, it's very... But we want to be free from persecution, right?
Monday.com is the best way we found working together as a team, and we move mountains with it.
Today we will practice singing.
Okay. Yeah, that is the song. Yo. No American has used their guns. When the world's going, you're right. Islam will take the world, unfortunately. I only have 3 guns. Wait a second. Take the dog off screen? Why? He's lying to you. Randy, he's lying. He's lying. He's lying. Ahmed is lying to Randy. He's saying that he's going to let you have your own. They're allowed to lie to you. Take America. I alone have 3 guns in a target practice. Texas has 10 million guns. What's that gonna do against your flimsy keyboard? My voice is beautiful. Thank you. Islam will take everyone. Ahmad, the way the world's going, you are right. Islam will take the world, unfortunately. We already know Americans use their guns as a Second Amendment and then did. Like, if you come to England, you'll see proof that Islam is taking over. Christians and Jews invited them with open arms because they shout Islamophobia and everyone gets scared. Most in power in UK are Muslim. Palestinian needs to be free. It is. It's free from Hamas. Yeah, I'm gonna go now. Thank you very much. It's been real. It's been very emotional. I've been thinking for both countries. Hopefully America will have some self-respect and kick all the Islamists out. Hopefully Israel will clamp down real hard on the terrorists here. Yeah, you said it perfectly, Gat Jackson. Good night, Lila Tov. Anyway, I'm going to sleep. Good night, bye. Good night, bye, guys.